Kaizen is derived from Kai, which means change or to correct, and Zen, which means good.
Kaizen translated means continuously improve for the better. Kaizen is a never-ending journey to excellence.
Ed Lawler, the CEO and Chairman of Fidelity Investments, talks about Kaizen. With practice, Kaizen or continual improvement can become a way of life. It's an attitude, a spirit that prevails at all time in the company. It's not something that you can expect to implement overnight or turn on when sales are dropping. But once Kaizen takes hold, employees and managers alike begin to recognise that part of their job, as important as doing work, is learning how to improve the way they do it. In today's highly competitive business environment, companies that want to be leaders in their fields have to ask continuously, how can we do the job better tomorrow than we're doing today?
The Kaizen philosophy is do it better, make it better, improve it even if it isn't broken, because if we don't, we can't compete with those who do.
Now let's look at some examples from other industries. Now if we type the word Kaizen into the Google search engine, it brings up over 8 million results.
Toyota was the founder of Kaizen in the manufacturing industry.
Each employee within Toyota brought up 60 to 70 suggestions per year. These suggestions are written down, shared, and implemented. In 1999 alone, 7,000 employees at a United States Toyota manufacturing plant brought up 75,000 suggestions for improvement, of which 99% were implemented. And let's look at Canon in the technology industry. Canon use systems of quality assurance and production assurance, which have boosted their productivity by 3% per month. This has saved them over $450,000, reduced the impact on the environment, and decreased employee injury. Virginia Mason in the healthcare industry have also been using Kaizen. Virginia Mason is a 350-bed hospital who have managed to save $6 million per year through using continuous improvement techniques. They've managed to reduce the square footage used by 13,000, which has saved them $360,000. They've also managed to reduce staff walking by 34 miles. This has led to improved patient satisfaction.
Finally, let's look at an example of a bank in the finance industry.
The bank have managed to increase their revenues from around 30% to 95%. They've also managed to reduce cycle times from 20 minutes to 12 minutes, and customer complaint times from 30 days to 8 days. This has led to an increase in revenues from $6 million to $9 million per year. Now if we type Kaizen in hotels into the Google search engine, we can see that there is a considerably lower number of results produced. This is because mainly Kaizen has not been implemented in hotels, and it's a completely new idea. The only example of Kaizen in hotels we have managed to find is from the Taj group of hotels, and this is only a small-scale example.
Breakages in the main kitchen were high due to incorrect flow of cutlery and crockery during the washing.
So what did they do about this? A Kaizen team was set up and a system of one piece at a time into the dishwasher was implemented. The layout of the dishwashing area was also changed to facilitate single-piece flow. And the result of this was the breakage of crockery came down by 28%. Savings from the stoppage of breakages were over £8,000 per year. So what is the innovation from the example? Well, Kaizen is the innovation.
So let's look at what Kaizen is.
The results of Kaizen are that it improves productivity in the workplace. It involves every employee, direct involvement by management, keeping employees informed at all times, providing training materials and supervision, setting new standards, which build a long-term transformation. Most importantly, Kaizen does not cost money. It involves a significant change in corporate culture from top to bottom, and problems should not be seen as negatives. Ultimately, the most important point from this is that Kaizen is a continuous process.
Nurturing a culture where Kaizen is a way of life will lead to innovations yielded from a pool of contributors much larger than any room of boardroom executives or management team. Considering this, how can Kaizen be implemented in hotels? Mr. Johnson says,
we have to identify the problem.
Mr. Broadhead says,
we must make a suggestion.
Mr. Murray says,
make the change.
Mr. Milson says,
observe and measure the performance.
Mr. Shepherd says that step 5 is
make the suggestion the new standard.
Mr. Gray says,
we must celebrate the success.
Mr. Kabelitz, Mr. Fassel, Mr. Green and Mr. Young all agree
we must repeat the process. So there we have it, the 7 simple steps on how to implement Kaizen into a hotel.
The role of top management. Responsible for establishing Kaizen as the new corporate strategy. Allocate necessary resources. Build systems, procedures and structure. Realize Kaizen goals. And most importantly, making Kaizen suggestions.
The role of middle management. They are responsible for implementing the new policies, establishing, maintaining and improving work standards, deliver necessary training to understand Kaizen, and also making Kaizen suggestions. The role of supervisors. They're responsible for applying the Kaizen approach, improving communication at the workplace, maintaining staff morale, providing coaching for teamwork activities, and making Kaizen suggestions.
The role of workers is to participate in Kaizen through teamwork, engage in continuous self-improvement activities, continually enhancing job skills through education and cross-functional training, and making Kaizen suggestions.
Toyota is one of the biggest manufacturers in the world, and after 70 years of testing and proof, they have found that Kaizen is working. So why have the hospitality industry not yet caught on?
The combination of Kaizen and innovation can help to change the way of thinking of our own people, and the culture will make a difference not only in our professional life, but also in our personal life.
Now let's look at the differences between innovation and Kaizen. Kaizen is a long-term process, whereas innovation is a short-term one. Kaizen involves small steps, whereas innovation involves big steps. Kaizen is a continuous process, and innovation is an irregular process. Kaizen is gradual, and on the other hand, innovation is unstable. Kaizen involves everybody in the organisation, and innovation only involves a small group of specialists. The most important point is that Kaizen involves little investment, whereas innovation involves large investment. Using the example of Apple and the iPhone, Apple introduced the iPhone 3G as an innovation. By using continuous improvement techniques, they came up with the iPhone 3GS. Again, the iPhone 3GS was the innovation. They have now moved on through using Kaizen techniques to produce the iPhone 4. By looking at the second graph, this shows that if Apple had not used continuous improvement techniques, that the iPhone 4 would not have been such a success.
In conclusion, Kaizen produces the following. It gives immediate results, reduces waste, overall it lowers costs and increases productivity. It will improve quality and customer satisfaction, and also improving work safety. It will energize employees and morale and overall motivation.
All of these companies you see before you have implemented Kaizen. If we take an example of one hotel with 250 bedrooms that employs 400 people, on average, Kaizen saves a company £2,500 per employee per year. Now, if we use these figures, we can see that Kaizen will save the hotel £1 million per year. After researching master Innholders hotels in the UK, you employ over 5,000 people. Implementing Kaizen could save you over £13 million per year. So next time you're at work, will you be implementing Kaizen?